Hello, everyone. I'm here with yet another video of Thriving Coaches Network. And today, what I'm going to share are the options that are available on this left uh, row or the left column. And with that being said, let me add an image. For an example, I've recently created these YouTube thumbnail videos. So I'm just trying to show you a lot of things over here, and I'll be using one image from this to actually help you understand. Now, once you open up this image, particularly, let me create a copy of it, right? So what you will see all these options out here. Now, there are certain options, especially any option below the magic media. Once you start using the Canva for the first time, these options will not be there, like magic media, photos, audio, and so on and so forth. They will not be there because these options you get to add, and I will tell you how you can actually do that. Like you can see charts, captions, tracers, cartoonify, shade, font studio, colorize, and so on and so forth. Now these options are something that you will find that are not there once you immediately start building up the Canva. Now let me start from the very first option out here, which says design. Now once you add a blank design, for an example, if I go ahead and choose a blank design out here, like for example, I go ahead and let me scroll it down and use a new design. I'm using a second screen, so that is the reason you can see a lot of designs have already been created by me. Now let me add the new page. Now if you see a new page and you click on design, now this is a thumbnail image that I have created, right? So a YouTube thumbnail image. Okay. Now if you see, Canva has some beautiful templates which you already have. Now you saw my Canva editing tutorial thumbnail, which is exactly this. You see this? I did not change anything. I just changed this option. Then I changed this Canva editing tutorial and I immediately posted it. So that's where from where I got it, right? So it's a very simple one. Now, if you're someone who are posting content on YouTube and you want to include a lot of content, and if you see, these are all trending templates, right? The visibility of these templates is extremely high. Like for an example, if I have to look at something which is related with yoga, which is one of my favorite topics, right? For an example, I want to go ahead and look for this morning yoga for beginners. Now over here, I have this all image already there. Now you don't have to create anything. If you have your image here, you just have to select this, put your image here. For an example, if I go to uploads, I might have some of the images that are for me, and let me quickly go ahead and do that. For an example, this one, I go ahead and I click, like if you remember, I told you something about the BG remover. I click on BG remover, and if I remove the background from here, and once I remove the background, you can see I just got the image. Now I want to flip it. I click on flip, and then I click on flip horizontal, and I select it, and I then increase it. You can see, though it's very old image of mine, but just to share the understanding of how the image works, I clicked on it, and then I go ahead and click on edit, so that I have various options which I get in order to edit the images. Now I can keep it editing the images. I can use this. Now for that matter, if you see everything and anything, now this is edited. You can even add a background here. Like for an example, I can add a background like here, right? I can just go and click on uh, let me go ahead and image. So if this is there, right, you can similarly add any of the backgrounds, right? So I just need to go ahead, click at replace. Now you can see everything is kind of managed. You can keep changing. This is not a very relevant background, though I've just created it related with what you need over here, right? Now if you see, you can immediately directly download it from here. So design, coming back to here, gives you a lot of templates which are already existing, and you can just search your keywords, and even you have an option to change the colors. You want to see if you see your let's say your brand theme is orange, so you selected orange. Let's say your brand theme is red, you selected red. All the images which are there in orange, say let's say you selected pink, you see all the pink options came. If you selected blue, there is all blue options that came, and so on and so forth. If you selected this blue, you will see all the blue options, right? So similarly, what you can do, you can contain and find a lot and lot of options. Now these suggested images that you see over here will depend on what type of content are you creating. Like for example, over here I am creating a YouTube thumbnail video, so it is giving me all designs which is related with YouTube thumbnails. And trust me, these designs are super awesome. You don't have to think of anything, just create it and post it. Okay, that's the first thing. Now the second thing, elements. Now here you have it's like a khazana of everything, right? You want to search anything, just use search. Like let's say you want to search shapes, you see the number of shapes here. Let's say you want to see for example, you want to go for graphics, you search the name of the graphics. Like you want to go for Paschimottanasana, Paschim Ottan asana. Now it might not be able to find it, but see, lovely. You see, it gave you Paschimottanasana. Simpler way you can create a lot of content out here, right? It created Paschimottanasana from exactly where it was available. Now I want to create a Paschimottanasana video. You see this? Now even this one, I want to take another one. There are many options. Similar way, let's say you want to create a Surya Namaskar. So you click on Surya Namaskar and just enter. If you see particularly all the asanas of Surya Namaskars come over here. Chahe Hastuttanasana or Padhastasana, Ashusanchalanasana, Adho Mukha, all the asanas you get over here, and then you can just put it here for an example like this. Make it a circle, then use Pranamasana, Namaskar, change the size, keep adjusting it, then Hastuttanasana, then from there standing forward fold, and then from there Ashusanchalanasana, and so on and so forth. So you can create your own design which is like a Surya Namaskar flow. It will not be, it will be your copyrighted design. You can use the colors option as well. Let's say you want to create a women in colorful attire, you can go ahead and do that. You have sketches as well, right? Then you have options in terms of men as well. Like you go for Surya Namaskar man, you will see a lot of options out here, right? As you keep scrolling down, you can see all the men images coming here, right? So you can create your actual content. This is one such examples. In turn, there is a huge set of graphics out here. Then you have stickers. These stickers are either in GIF format or in a Word format or in a stable format, and you have many of them here, right? You can always create while creating your videos. These are arrows and stickers, right? Stickers, you understand, they will stick to your image and they will be there. Now other options, photos. Now you have a lot of photos option here. You can search photo. Like for example, I want to search Surya Namaskar. Again, I click here and I get to see all the images related with Surya Namaskar, and I can use them over here, right? You want to create a yoga flow, click on a yoga, you can get it here. Now you want to go for health and wellness, search health and wellness. Just click on the suggested option, it gave you health and wellness options. So you see, you don't have to actually go ahead and spend a lot of money on websites to get the images. Canva already has, if you have paid them for a pro subscription, all these images with a pro option, you will already have all the images existing here. So that's the good news, right? Now, moving on. If you go ahead again, there are videos, there are charts, there are tables, there are frames, there are grids. Grids are a very important feature which I will be covering in the next set of tools, because it's a very detailed one where you see that Instagram grid that you create. We create this with the help of the grids. You have a lot of audios, you can add music, you have polls and quizzes. If you see, you want to create a poll, you have an option out here. Just click here, add the options, and then you have the link also here which you can actually create, right? So you can create a lot of things here. Even for that matter, when you go ahead and clear mockups, like if you are a marketing person, you can actually go ahead and create a mockup as well. Like for an example, you want to create an image from here and you want to now add an image, simply put it here, and let's say it is already creating it, and you see this, it has already come here. So that's the beauty of already existing images which are there. And then you always have an option to search anything. Rather than going into the sections, you can always search anything that you need. Like for an example, there are videos. If you want to relate videos with Surya Namaskar videos, I click over here and you see there are some beautiful videos that you already made. You don't need to actually go ahead and start using your own images, right? And put it there and start creating beautiful videos from here. That's where the elements feature plays a very, very important role, right? Now, after this, if you look at this way, the next thing that goes ahead is text, as it's very simple to understand that you can add a text box. You can even magic write or design it. When you click on magic write, it's like an AI tool. You click, try it out, and then you type it over here. Like for example, yoga man doing Surya Namaskar, and you click on generate. It will give you some beautiful designs in the text. See, it has given you a lot of text, right, which you can use depending upon your need and requirement. And if you click on insert, it will automatically insert this. You don't have to practically go to ChatGPT and write it. Now you have your brand fonts as well. You can always add if you have a brand, like already have a brand. So the Soulful Yoga brand, these are my brand colors and whatnot. I can create my brand fonts. I can create my brand voice. This will already be existing out here and I can use it at any given point of time. Now, once I do that, I can add three type of default headings, 1, 2, and 3. Then there is a dynamic text. If I click here, every page will have the same number. If you see 20, 21, 22, 23, it already added all the dynamic text to all the pages. Okay, which I don't want right now. So I will just do Control Z. Then you have some pre-created formats as well, which you can use majorly working around what you want to create over here, right? So you can just select, bring them here, edit them and use them depending upon the need and requirement for yourself. You can change the colors and this kind of editing, which is all there, which I will be taking in some next set of videos. So this is the text feature. I'm not getting into the too much detail. It's self-explanatory, and I'm sure once you start exploring it, you will have a lot of things that you will get into. Like for example, this one, greenlit. If you see this beauty of this greenlit is super, right? You can already create it, and this will become the great one. Okay. Now, moving further, I already shared that you can create a brand kit and you can add your logos, you can add your color palettes, you can add your fonts, the brand voice, and so on and so forth. With upload, you can upload the text, the images, the videos, the audios from your laptop or desktop or mobile for that matter as well. You can always add images, like I already have images out here which I have been uploading depending upon what is the need and requirement, which is already there. Now over here, if you see, there is an option called as draw. With draw, you can actually go ahead and do a freehand drawing. Let's say I select this, I can go ahead and do a freehand drawing. I can create my signatures. This is for the people who majorly work around that. Like if you are creating something on the mobile and you want to use your fingers, or if you have a pen tablet which you want to use, you can always use this depending upon the need and requirement. So this is a draw feature. Now projects feature, it will show all the projects which are already existing. Okay, so like whatever images, whatever drawings you have created, you can create multiple projects. Like for example, you are a health and wellness professional and you have your yoga segment, you have your diet and nutrition segment, then you have your for example, you have your health and wellness segment, right? And then entire medicine segment and the supplement segment, whatever. So whatever options you want to create, you can create folders out of it and start putting your designs out there. So everything and anything gets kind of categorized in different projects. Like I recently created this video with an AI feature which was built in Canva. So I'm just giving you an example of that. Now, coming to the last but not the least very important option called as apps. Now, I will be creating a separate video on the entire detailing of what the apps are. But for now, what I'm going to share with you that there are certain very important apps that you will be needing as a part of Canva. The very first app, once you go on app, you search for photos. So once you search for photos, it will give you the very first option called as photos. Even you have an option to import images from your Google Photos. You have an option to create a text to photo. Majorly, this first option you will need. If you see, I have already added it here because this is a kind of a library of images which you can already use. Similar way, you will need videos. So you search for videos and it will give you videos. The first option, it will give you, these are all built-in videos. These are all pre-created videos by Canva which are already there. Now these are like there is an image called upscaler. I'll be talking about some fantastic applications which are already there, right? So I'm not getting into the detailing of it, but right now I'm telling you the major apps that you would be using, not say videos. Then you want to go and get audios. You select audio. You get to see the very first option, which is again a built-in feature, add options. Now you can add captions, very important feature. When you go and click on caption, the very first caption that you get is captions. And there are other captions as well, but right now I'm only going to talk about captions. Then there is something called as tracer, which converts your normal images into a tracing image like this. Normal image gets converted into a trace image. Okay, this is one of the images. You can add cartoonify. Then you can even create an image. There's another feature that I would want to share over here called as shadow, right? I'll show you what this shadow is all about. Now when you click on shadow, I have already actually created here, would be here. I think I removed it. That's perfectly okay. I have shade over here. But when you see out here, how do you actually go ahead and create a shadow, which is more of, if you see here, how do I do this? Right? So when you select an image, automatically when you go ahead and click on apps, you will get to see here a lot of images which are suggested, right? For an example, photos, bulk create, audio, background, captions, magic media, all these images that I created. QR code, you can always create a QR code. Now, when you search over here, you will not be able to find a lot of applications, but most of the application like Colorize. You want to clear colorize and replace, it will automatically colorize and replace it. So depending upon the need and requirement, you can always keep creating and customizing the applications, right? And some of the applications which I personally use, you see this has colorized the images and kind of replaced it, right? The original image was this and now it has replaced it. Similarly, you have logo maker. You can just create, it's an AI logo maker where you give a prompt like create an image of a yoga studio or a health and wellness studio and create a logo out of it. Go ahead and create the logo out of it. Similarly, image blender, blend selected image. If I select these images, it will, and I click on blend. If you see, I have blended it. I can now add another image out on the top. If you would have seen the images which are blended, the half image is something else and half image is something else. Especially the bit you see in while you creating the YouTube Reels or Instagram Reels, right? So if I now go ahead and start putting anything here, I will be able to replace this with another image. Okay, that's what the purpose of blending an image is. And I want to, if you want to change the image direction, you can always click here and you can see the change of direction is happening. You can go ahead and start reducing the size of the blend as well. And once you have your blend in place, you can just click over here and it is already blended, right? So once you select the blend, it will put up another image here and it will kind of work around it. Okay, that's an image blender. Then there is something, a very important feature called as meta design check. Now this meta design check is very important. Let's say you have created a reel. Now you want to check whether the reel is created as per meta standards or Facebook standards. You can just be in that image, click on reels, and it will check your creative and it will give you all the images. Now what is the kind of file type you want to see? What is the kind, let's say it's a video, you click on it and it will download the file, and after you download it, it will go ahead and start exploring it, right? So explore it yourself. I'm not getting into the detail of it, otherwise the size of the video will be increasing. But once you click on export, it will check the creative. You see this is going and checking the creative. This is a very, very, very awesome tool that will suggest you if there are any changes which you can make while you are creating the video out of it. Okay, so this is something very, now another one is carousel. You can create a lot of carousels, you can customize, you can actually create the color background, you can create the name of the company, couple of things. You can just go ahead and start creating carousels. Now understand, carousels are square in shape. Carousels are the feature of Instagram stories and Instagram text and post. When you create a carousel, right now it says canvas size not optimal for LinkedIn carousel or the Instagram carousel. Create a 1080 and 1080 pixel canvas instead. So automatically it tells you are not in the right frame and you need to create another frame for it, right? So for today, I will keep it here. There are other options as well, but I want to cover all these options when I will be talking and creating another video for applications. And trust me, Canva has some beautiful applications which you can use, and you don't need any other application to kind of go ahead and create some beautiful text and images. With that being said, I'll sign off for today and I'll see you in the next video. Happy scaling.